I think that's the right choice. I think I would pick the same exact guys on the all-defensive team.
Well, which team will show up for either squad in the third quarter?
Well, right now, the Mad Dog, San Antonio, they got to come out with a lot of intensity. They were embarrassed there in the second quarter. They don't want to lose this crowd, and it's a much more desperate game for San Antonio than it is Utah.
Malone into the hands of Stockton. Chris Morris for three. Rebound, Charles Smith for San Antonio. Avery Johnson, Smith, Robinson, Del Negro, and Sean Elliott, the starting five on the floor. This is the five that ran off to an 11-0 start, and David Robinson gets the first basket of the half and goes to the free throw line.
That's a beautiful, aggressive start and a good move by David Robinson. Taking Felton Spencer off the dribble, shows his finesse. John Stockton comes over and tries to strip David, double-teaming him again. David doesn't even know John's there, gets away with it, goes in for the possible three-point play.
Robinson misfires on the three-point effort, or the normal three-pointer, and we're tied 38 all.
Didn't shoot the ball from the free throw line well in the first game either. Struggling again tonight.
Off the rim for Karl Malone. Here comes Vinny Del Negro.
Then he stepped out of bounds when he went up for that rebound. That's all right. You can live with those kind of turnovers. It's just hustle basketball. Those things happen.
Malone to Stockton. Takes the jumper in front of Robinson. No. Sean Elliott with the rebound.
Stockton is yet to score in this game. Wants to get on the board.
13 points in game one. Elliott is fouled as he goes up, and he'll shoot two.
You know, Bert, Sean Elliott is only 1 for 5 in the first half, but again, they're taking away his outside shot and they're collapsing, sending the whole defense to try to stop him on the penetration. He's done a fairly good job tonight. They just need to hit the open shots on the guys they're leaving to double team, Elliott and David Robinson.
Felton Spencer picks up 2 quick fouls. He's got 4 now and gives way to Greg Ostertag. Elliott at the free throw line.
Well, that hurt Utah a little bit because Felton Spencer, although Ostertag has gotten a significant minutes throughout the playoffs, they have to bring him in a lot sooner. He's obviously been their guy down the stretch for the Jazz defensively. If Ostertag can stay out of foul trouble, it shouldn't affect them too much.
Elliott gets them both. And the Spurs are back on top. Here comes Stockton. Malone dishes to Ostertag.
Oh, another unforced turnover. Terrible.
The Spurs were on the line on the inbounds play.
That trap has not worked. Utah's prepared for that trap that San Antonio's throwing at him. Bob Hill's trying to get his team aggressive, but it's not working. It's led to 2 easy baskets.
Ostertag, Robinson blocks it. Gets it to Johnson. 3 blocks for David Robinson. Here's Del Negro. Charles Smith. Tipped out of bounds by John Stockton.
I don't know what Charles Smith is thinking right there. He had John Stockton on him. Right here, Ostertag has the shot. Just got a dunk, feeling good about himself. Forgot who he was playing against. David Robinson, first team all defense. A great defensive play again.
Another San Antonio turnover.
It's okay. Bob Hill, good job by Bob Hill. Getting up, trying to encourage his team. Senses that they're a little bit losing their confidence. Just need to keep playing their game like they did in the first quarter. Pick up the intensity on defense.
Stockton, classic. Malone with the dunk.
Well, right now, that pushing at baseline didn't work that time. It might be time to make a little bit of an adjustment.
Stockton has picked up his 10th assist. Utah back on top by 2. Foul underneath. And a microphone has come loose.
We see Avery pushing Stockton. Robinson, Charles Smith, who was defending Karl Malone, had to get over there and help Stockton. David Robinson, late, getting to Karl Malone.
Elliott, 4 of 5 at the line tonight. Shoots 2 more.
Denny Del Negro right now telling David Robinson, David, you got to get to that basket quicker. You can't rely on your shot blocking ability. They just got 2 dunks on us in the open court. You got to guard the basket.
Elliott rolls a second of 2 in, and we're tied again with 10 minutes to go, third quarter. Stockton, no points, but 10 assists. Stockton loses control.
Well, Avery Johnson got up, became a little bit more physical with John Stockton that time, forcing the turnover. Very similar to what happened to Sean Elliott at the other end.
Here's Del Negro. Hit his first 2, then went 1 of 8, and a traveling call on Sean Elliott. That's 4 turnovers in this quarter.
You know, and I know Sean wants to be aggressive and make something happen, but David Robinson, when he set the pick down on Sean, had great position down in the low post. David needs to get the ball.
Stockton picked up by Johnson. 9:30 to go, third quarter. Chris Morris. Elliott comes out defensively. Pick and roll with Malone. Stolen by Avery Johnson. Hornacek is back. Johnson takes it all the way. Smith with the follow. Got it.
Oh, Smith got away with a little bit shove, but that's all right. That's how you got to play in the playoffs. Be physical, take a chance. Avery Johnson should have given the ball up on a 2-on-1. He had Del Negro wide open.
Back to a 2-point San Antonio edge. Malone tries to tie it. Malone has 12.
Stockton doesn't need to score a point if he keeps finding open shooters like that. That's his job.
Elliott. Malone goes for the steal and got it. Robinson's back. 5 San Antonio turnovers in the quarter. Utah had 6 in the first quarter. What a game of stark contrast. San Antonio opened at that 11-0 run and we're up by 18 at one point.
Well, turnovers have killed both teams in different stretches. Oh. John Stockton, the career leader in steals, gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And right here, Avery gets a little bit more aggressive and just takes the ball right out of John's hand, anticipating that patented bounce pass through the trap that John's so famous for.
Elliott. Nice, strong, aggressive move. Shot too strong. Foul, Sean Elliott.
Again, Vern, I can't emphasize enough. When John Stockton is defending Avery Johnson, they're throwing the ball to Sean Elliott on the wing. Avery is cutting through, and Stockton doesn't even respect Avery. Right there, there's John Stockton. You see Avery Johnson on the weak side, wide open, but he's under the basket where the big guys can defend him. He's got to make John Stockton pay for defending him that way.
And Johnson picks up the foul quickly.
John Stockton all over the court on defense, creating all sorts of problems for David Robinson and Sean Elliott.
Johnson, who had only 7 turnovers in the 4-game series against Phoenix, had turnover problems in game 1 against Utah, but tonight, only 1. Will Perdue back on the floor. Ball is thrown away by Hornacek. Stockton couldn't get to it. Chuck Person back on for San Antonio. Elliott, 1 of 6.
And Sean has struggled a little bit offensively, but again, he's trying to be aggressive, but it's very tough to score when you got 3 guys defending you out there all the time. Maybe Chuck Person will decide to leave him, and he can get some open 3-pointers off the double team.
There's Robinson.
That's their bread and butter right there. Avery Johnson's created 3 turnovers in Stockton in the last few minutes. He's not intimidated by Stockton. He's getting up there and playing it very physical. Something he didn't do in game 1.
46 all, 7:46 to go, third quarter. Johnson, Person, Del Negro, Robinson. And they called Ostertag underneath. Howard Isley's going to come and replace John Stockton now.
And I think what San Antonio has to do right now is get to David Robinson, get the ball down to him. If they double-team David, then somebody's got to make him pay. If they don't double-team him, David's got to be aggressive, get to the free throw line, or get to the basket. He's got a rookie center defending him. He's a former MVP. He's got to make him pay.
Spurs are in the penalty for the remainder of the quarter. Stockton sits, but they're really having problems at the free throw line tonight. In the playoffs, he's averaged 11 attempts a game.
And second throughout the course of the year behind Alonzo Mourning. So David, very comfortable at the free throw line, a much better free throw shooter than he's shown so far in this series.
2 of 5 tonight, a 1-point San Antonio lead, 7.5 to go. Third quarter. Isley, Chris Morris, Ostertag, Malone, and Hornacek for Utah. Pick and roll, the feed to Ostertag. Saved by Morris. Isley with the jumper.
Big play on the loose ball. Isley hits a tough little runner in the paint. Again, the bench comes through for the Jazz.
Johnson trying to team up with Purdue. Robinson. Nice, strong move.
Good patience by Avery Johnson. Didn't force the issue. Nothing was there for him on the penetration like he's been able to get in the series before against Phoenix. Very patient. Finally waited. David Robinson broke open.
Malone. Person. Morris gets it for Utah. Back to Isley. Person to Johnson for San Antonio. Alley-oop. Robinson. And he's going back to the free throw line.
Good play by David Robinson, and he showed his strength right there, picking the ball up with 3 Utah players surrounding him.
Well, John Stockton gives an assist. Adam Keefe takes it.
The NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Dutch Boy Paints. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy.
Of all the things trucks can do, there's one thing that's never been done before. Only Chevy trucks have ever won back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards.
There's a place where UV rays beat down so mercilessly they're nearly twice as intense as the sun's. No, it's not some blazing spot in the equator. It's the Dutch Boy Paint Testing Facility, where we test our exterior house paints to make sure they resist fading, blistering, and peeling. It's one of over 75 tests we do to make sure that when you buy Dutch Boy, you're not just getting a paint that looks beautiful. You're getting a paint that lasts. We guarantee it. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy.
Dana, 264 times 13.
All my life, people told me I couldn't do it. Play basketball, do well in school. I remember once.
Excuse me.
These guys were giving me a really hard time.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
I'm trying to get to my locker.
Well, I know you're not trying to play me basketball.
I didn't get mad. I didn't argue. I decided then to just keep on doing what everyone said I couldn't do. Peace.
And I've said, you know, going into this series, I knew I was going to be matched up against David, which is a great player. And I want to start off on the defensive end first because the offense, I have a lot of plays ran at me, but if you can sort of establish yourself on the defensive end, I think what it do is just send a message to the rest of your teammates.
That's exactly right, Vern. That's what leadership is all about. Starts with the defense. To win championships, great players have to learn to play defense. Karl Malone understands that.
And his team trails by 1 now, 6:28 to go, third quarter. David Robinson back at the free throw line, where he is 2 of 5 tonight. Eight points, though, in this quarter after only 5 at halftime.
Well, David came out and played very aggressively the first quarter. When he came out off the bench, he sat for an awful long time. When he came back in the second quarter, he wasn't the same intensity level. So he's picked it up, obviously, regrouped at halftime, coming out with a lot of intensity here in the second half.
Hornacek. Trapped with Del Negro in person. Here's Chris Morris, pump fake, jumper.
San Antonio trying to scramble, make him shoot from the perimeter, trying to create some turnovers so they can get in the open court.
Johnson looks for Robinson, finds him with the jumper. Malone puts it in the hands of Hornacek.
That makes it difficult on David. He has not hit a perimeter shot yet tonight. It makes him a lot easier to defend. You only have to play him for the drive instead of the drive and the shot.
Hornacek. Isley saves it for Utah, and they have another chance to go on top. Hornacek is 1 of 6 tonight. Malone. Ostertag, Del Negro gets it. Chuck Person finds Robinson. Isley comes with the double team. Robinson still can't hit the outside shot.
Still can't. I thought Vinny had the shot on the first pass out to David Robinson. Again, they're not going to rotate to Avery, but I think Vinny, because he's out there with Avery, needs to shoot that shot.
Malone, Purdue comes to help. Ostertag is open for the shot.
Well, Ostertag and Keefe showing that they got some more to their game than we realized. When you play basketball with David Robinson or Karl Malone, you know they're going to have so much attention drawn to them. You've got to learn to shoot a perimeter shot to be a factor on the court. Nobody wants to be embarrassed and not even be defended.
Robinson up and under, and the block from Ostertag. His second. Hornacek. There's Purdue defensively. Here comes San Antonio. 2-on-2. Johnson. Purdue to Del Negro.
That's right up Vinny's alley right there. That jump shot on transitions, his bread and butter shot. He's been struggling a little bit. That'll get him going.
Del Negro 4 of 10 tonight. He had missed his last 5 until he canned that one.
He's doing a good job on Hornacek. They're having a tough battle. Two great shooters.
Malone.
Talking about Malone's defense down low. He knows he's got help coming to the middle with Stockton. He goes baseline. He's got the 7-2 shot blocker, Ostertag. There makes it a lot easier playing that one-on-one defense when you got help both ways.
Last foul was on Robinson. That's his second. John Stockton back on the floor. Stockton has it. Avery Johnson guards it. Malone. Back to Hornacek. There's Robinson. Offensive foul. David Robinson established his position, took the Hornacek charge.
Good play by David Robinson. You see the great pick that Stockton set to free Hornacek up. Robinson gets over there. Hornacek initiates all the contact. Good call by the official.
1 point San Antonio lead. They were up by 18 at one point in the first quarter, 16 at the quarter break, but they trail by 2 at the half. Person spin move. Oh, beauty. Oh, my.
Chuck Person in his old age still has the spin move to his game.
Crowd looking for a reason to get back into the ball game. Brian Russell, no. Robinson with a rebound.
Brian Russell playing with a lot of confidence. Gave him a big lift in the first half.
In and out for Del Negro. Here's Russell. Oh, boy. No foul call.
Oh, Chuck Person got away with it right there. Gave Brian Russell a little nudge underneath.
Chuck Person. Illegal defense.
Chuck Person strictly an outside shooter, but look at this move.
Unbelievable.
The Lazarus Man, Saturday at noon and 9 on TNT.
Here comes one. Oh, an 87 Buick station wagon. Got it. 74 Volkswagen Beetle. A 285 horsepower V8 6-speed 1996 Chevy Camaro Z28.
Yeah. But what color?
You step into the postseason with TNT. Now, you must hit the shot, make the play, run the floor, or it's all over. The 1996 NBA playoffs. Over 30 games in 30 nights. The NBA playoffs continue on TNT.
They've carried your bologna sandwiches, PB&J's on white, and Mom's special tuna salad. Punch, Starsky, Hutch and the Angels. Only the coolest shows made it to the metal screen. You carried them then, we carry them now. TNT's Lunchbox TV. You can still see your lunch pail friends weekdays on TNT.
Well, I'll go back and take one more look at that move by Chuck Person.
Well, he sees Stockton right there, rolls, doesn't even pay any attention to the 7-2 shot blocker right there, shoots the George Gervin finger roll.
And among the Persons happiest with that was his mom, Mary Person. She had a tough dilemma in round one because her son Wesley was playing for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, there's Wesley trying to put on some weight. That's what he needs in the offseason. Eat that ice cream, Wesley.
There was a technical while we were away for the second illegal defensive call. Del Negro sank the free throw, and it's a 4-point lead, 56-52. Johnson, Robinson, Purdue, Del Negro, and Person for San Antonio. Here's Russell guarding Person. Oh, boy. And Purdue doesn't get the dunk, but he will shoot free throws.
Well, beautiful pass by Chuck Person. I'm a little surprised that Utah has to double team Chuck Person down in the low post. Brian Russell, supposedly one of the better defenders, same size, 6'6" as Chuck Person. Here comes the shot blocker. Leaves Karl Malone on the weak side to have to defend Purdue and David Robinson. I think I like my chances of Brian Russell one-on-one with Person in the low post.
How about this disparity in free throw shooting tonight? Purdue going to the line.
Well, that killed him in game one, and that's one thing that Jerry Sloan talked about. He did not want that to happen. But 21-2 in attempts so far in the game.
And a 5-point lead, largest of this quarter of play. Stockton guarded by Johnson. Tries to get it to Russell. Del Negro. Johnson saves it. Robinson, double comes from Stockton. Avery Johnson kicks it out to Del Negro. Here's Robinson with a jumper.
Beautiful play by Del Negro. That time David was finally able to convert a perimeter jumper.
San Antonio with an 8-0 run. Malone. Oh, he got it. Illegal defense called.
Oh, what a beautiful pick by John Stockton. This is a perfect example of why people think John Stockton is a dirty player. Look what he does against David Robinson. As he hits Hornacek, he cuts off, and right here he's going to come up and set a perfect back pick on David Robinson. David can't even budge. Carl gets the foul, but the illegal was called before.
And there was contact underneath called by Hugh Hollins on David Robinson. That's his third.
David's got to be careful. That's what he's been trying to avoid. That's why he didn't foul Karl Malone on that one breakaway lane. He can't afford to get in foul trouble.
Charles Smith getting ready to come on. Here's Malone.
Beautiful execution. That time, the Spurs, who'd like to push that pick and roll baseline, couldn't. it was sucked under. Karl Malone went down and sent the pick too quick. Wasn't able to alert Avery on the kick and roll.
There's Robinson again. Stockton goes down, leaving Johnson open for the jumper. Big shot for Avery Johnson.
That's about time. Avery's got to make Stockton pay for cheating.
7-point lead, final 36 seconds. Avery Johnson now 3 of 10. Russell goes baseline off the dribble. Left hand of the tip is not there. It'll be San Antonio ball.
Oh, beautiful move by Russell on the baseline. Just wasn't able to convert it.
Now let's take a look at the nice Chevy scoreboard, which, because this is the only game being played, is an advance schedule of tomorrow's doubleheader games on TNT.
San Antonio going to play for the last shot. They like that high pick and roll. Look for Person going off the pick after he sets the pick.
Good job defensively by Russell. Oh, boy, what a tough shot. The tap is good. Charles Smith. Well, Adam
Utah had this play pictured, defended perfectly. Smith, they forgot to box out, gets the easy tip.
It's the only one out there. And here it comes. Introducing the only compact pickup to offer a third door. Okay, folks, show's over. Chevy S-Series, like a rock.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by renting trucks with automatic transmission. Because moving doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Even when you have all the power,
your actions are scaring people on my street.
Sometimes you have to defend what is yours.
I said we bust out the steel. We can work as a team.
Original Gangsters. Rated R. Starts May 10th.
Remember when brakes were this simple? Not anymore. But with wheel speed sensors, electronic wear indicators, even onboard computers, today's high-performance braking systems are more complicated than ever. Fortunately, the Midas Auto Systems experts are thoroughly trained to keep these advanced systems in top condition. They'll even guarantee new brake shoes and pads for as long as you own your car, even if it becomes a classic. Midas Auto Systems experts, what can we do for you today?
Alamo Dome in downtown San Antonio, hard by the side of Interstate 35. Keep going south, you'll wind up in Laredo. But we are in San Antonio, where the San Antonio Spurs have taken a 9-point lead, and we're going to check in with Craig Sager.
The mental and physical toughness of Doc Rivers. He's been listed as day-to-day with back spasms. However, Doc felt the back was getting worse. A further examination today has revealed a dislocated SI joint above the hip. He also has a bulge, and it looks like he's confined to a 90-degree angle in a special chair created by NASA. So bad news for Doc Rivers and the Spurs.
And that really hurts him, Vern. They need Doc Rivers, especially in the fourth quarter, tough playoff games. He's the toughest guy they have on the team.
Here's Charles Smith. Oster tag for Utah.
And we'll see where San Antonio goes to get their offense with David Robinson on the court. Sean Elliott hasn't had a lot of attempts. They've been double-teaming him.
Carr from Stockton takes the jumper. Purdue gets it for the San Antonio Spurs.
Antoine Carr, a perfect complement for Karl Malone. A similar type of game, certainly not the player Karl is, but he can do a lot of the same things.
Stockton, Johnson. rebound. Smith can't control it. But Person gets it as the clock moves.
Well, this crowd's going crazy. They love Chuck Person. That's exactly what hurt San Antonio in the first game. Those long rebounds that convert to three-point plays.
Stockton quiets the crowd for the moment. That ends a 15-2 San Antonio run. The lead is 10.
And that's Stockton's first bucket of the game.
That's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary, but he usually saves his best scoring for the fourth quarter.
Well, let's watch Wesley Person. Well, Wesley Person watched his brother.
Well, they got the lucky bounce. The ball just returned to him after the first miss, and good shooters love that second look. They get all the feedback from the first miss, measure it, let it fly. Beautiful shot by Chuck. By the way, he passed me up as third on the all-time three-point leaders in the NBA this year.
Did he really?
Yeah, that shows he's old.
Who's fourth now? Although you
I'm
are
fourth
now.
yeah. But not for long.
Stockton. 4 fouls on Stockton.
Stockton just trying to be aggressive, fighting over the pick. Avery got away with that, being physical with him, forcing turnovers. John thought the same should happen to him.
Johnson and Charles Smith. Sean Elliott. 3-second violation. Utah bench tonight. Ostertag with 5 points. Adam Keefe, a perfect 5 for 5 in the first half. The bench has outscored the starters.
Well, Adam Keefe had an incredible second quarter, but he's been sitting over there for a long time. But that's his role. Play second and fourth quarters. Had a big game in game one and a great first half in game two.
Here comes Purdue. That leaves Ostertag. The switch, Person on Stockton. Antoine Carr drives it on Charles Smith. Can't get the roll to go. And it will be San Antonio's ball. 9:42 to go in this one. Spurs up by 10.
What are the steps to winning in the NBA Finals? Step 1, play hard. 2, drink Gatorade. 3, match the inside of your cap with the winning team and the number of games it takes them to win the finals. And win a bag full of cool stuff. There will be over 1 million winning caps.
Sweat it out. Don't just watch the finals. Play them.
Suggestion. Don't wear all the cool stuff at the same time.
Still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going, and...
Baby Ruth. Who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
Time now for tonight's Dutch boy in the paint. Look at the rebounding edge in game one. 15 for the Jazz, and how San Antonio has come back tonight.
Well, those are critical, and that's how they need to win. Again, they're 34-2 when they win, but the free throws, look at that discrepancy. That's incredible.
Well, in the third quarter, San Antonio was 9 of 13 from the free throw line. Utah did not get to the line. Robinson leading rebounder for the Spurs, and Ostertag sits down with 8 rebounds to lead Utah.
And hey, that free throw thing, 56-12. I've never seen a discrepancy like that ever in a playoff series first 2 games.
The lead is 10. Avery Johnson guarded by Stockton, who plays with 4 fouls. Person off the dribble over Keith. No. Offensive board, though. Avery Johnson gets it.
Well, Utah has the luxury of playing with their small lineup, the 2 power forwards, Malone and Antoine Carr, with David Robinson resting on the bench.
Johnson. Person.
Beautiful execution by San Antonio. Avery Johnson very patient again on that pick and roll. Charles Smith, a very smart pass hitting the hot Chuck Person.
3 3-pointers for Chuck Person. Robinson will come back on the floor.
Well, right here, Avery Johnson, they're pushing that pick baseline. He's waiting very patiently for his players to get set up on the weak side. Charles Smith steps into the gap, makes a good swing pass to Chuck. Chuck, that's his game, stroking those threes. Been doing it for a lot of years.
10, as a matter of fact, out of Auburn. Here's Russell. And Malone.
Brian Russell giving him great energy off the bench. Done a good job in this game tonight. That time penetrates, finds Malone for the easy little jumper.
Russell with 5 assists in a complimentary role with Stockton. Robinson. And Russell has a rebound.
Well, David's been struggling with that perimeter shot. They're giving him that 15-foot shot all night.
Antoine Carr, the tip. Nope. Sean Elliott, Carr, foul on Carr.
Antoine hustling for the offensive board. Chuck Person did a pretty good job of boxing out. Athletically, he's just mismatched with Antoine and Karl Malone fighting for position.
8:15 to go on this one. The lead is 11. San Antonio humiliated at home, losing by 20, trying to even the series at a game apiece. Games 3 and 4 Saturday and Sunday in Salt Lake. Elliott stripped by Russell.
A great play by Brian Russell. That time Avery took Stockton through, took Stockton out of the play. Elliott had a one-on-one situation. Brian Russell stripped him, got the ball back for the Jazz.
Alley-oop. Carr. 9-point margin.
Well, I don't agree with the fronting of the low post ever when John Stockton's got the ball. He's the best post feeder in the history of the game. You can't front the low post. They're too good at it.
Elliott. Malone gets the rebound position on Purdue, grabs it, 7:15 remaining in this one.
And that's what happens a lot of times, Vernon. You work so hard to get shots, and then you finally get an open one and just won't go down for Sean. Utah's done a good job of defending him.
Crowd wanted a foul called on Malone as Purdue hit the deck. Turnover, Utah. Avery Johnson almost loses it, does, as a matter of fact.
So Brian Russell down one-on-one on Sean Elliott. Sean hasn't enjoyed that luxury too often. Great defensive play by Brian.
You said you had fished here before.
You're lost. No. Come on. No. Come on, you get him there. No. Come on. I'm not lost.
Check out the 96 Rodeos at the Great Isuzu Clearance Event, going on now.
Need a few parts? Pep Boys has everything you need.
Have a nice weekend.
26,000 items at the guaranteed low price, tires and service too. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Sometimes there's a game on my corner, and I'm deep into my head, so it goes all like Zen-like. And check this out. I'm seeing Anderson, Robinson, Van Exel, and my man Sam Cassell playing ball when my guys play ball. And it's all about ball. And it's crazy, right? I mean, all in my head, but you think I'm crazy, right? Yo, I'm not crazy. I know what's real. I'm real. This is my planet.
The NBA playoffs. Hawks, Magic, tomorrow at 7 on TNT.
Just to re-emphasize for you, a doubleheader coming up tomorrow. The Hawks and Magic Game 2. That's the first game of the doubleheader. Followed by Seattle at Houston, Game 3. Tomorrow night, the NBA on TNT. And this series will continue Game 3 Saturday in Utah on NBC. Then Danny and I will be in Salt Lake Sunday night for Game 4 at 8:30 Eastern Time. Just under 7 minutes left in this one.
This is a great series, Vern. I think this is going all 7 games.
There's Carr setting the pick for Stockton. Gets the return pass. Malone. And Chuck Person grabs the rebound.
Well, Karl Malone has lived on the perimeter the entire game, has yet to go to the free throw line, has hit some outside shots, but I think he needs to put some more pressure on David Robinson and Will Perdue inside.
How about the save from Russell? How about the pass from Stockton? And here is Russell getting it from Keith, takes the jumper off the glass, and gets the roll.
What a great surprise he's been. He was almost waived early in the year. Before some injuries happened, he got the opportunity to start and showed what kind of player he could be.
Russell with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. David Robinson, nope. And a chance to make it an 8-0 run. Robinson 6 of 17.
And David's getting some good looks, some open perimeter jumpers, some more easy post-ups. He's got to make them pay.
Malone. And a fresh 24 as Keith gets the rebound.
And another perimeter shot by Karl Malone.
5.5 to go. The lead is 7. Pick and roll. Stockton finds Antoine Carr. Here's Russell for 3.
That is huge. Brian Russell just continues his great play, playing with so much confidence.
Well, it seems like seconds ago it was a 13-point lead. It's now down to 4 with 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go.
You said you had fished here before. You're lost. No. Come on. No. Come on, you can admit it. No. Come on. Tell me. I'm not lost.
Check out the 96 rodeos at the greatest Isuzu clearance event going on now.
Hey, Gilligan man, take my advice. Don't try so hard to escape paradise. Oh, Gilligan, island man. Gilligan, island man. No phone, no light, no motor car.
Don't be a fool.
Stay right the way you are. Oh, Gilligan, Skipper, island man. Gilligan, island man. Gilligan, island man. Gilligan, I-N-D.
When they buried him, they thought they buried their secrets. But sometimes secrets have a way of getting out.
He's still breathing. Where are you from?
Don't remember. You were instructed not to come here. You know who I am, just tell me.
To find out who he is, he's got to solve a murder. His own.
Son of a bitch is still alive.
Robert Urich is the Lazarus Man. Saturday at noon and 9 on TNT.
5:14 remaining in this one, and the Utah Jazz down by 2. John Stockton, Karl Malone together now for the 11th year. They join a pantheon of great guard big man tandems in this league. Elgin West and Baylor.
Oh, one of the best of all time there, Vern. You see all those great names. And these guys, this is the time of the game for them to take it over. Although Utah's bench has been huge, scoring 41 points compared to the 24 by the starters.
69-65. Stockton cheats. David Robinson, the basket and the free throw. No, beg your pardon. No basket. Foul on Antoine Carr before the shot.
They're going to milk David right now. He's had a good rest. He's fresh. He's out of foul trouble. They got Antoine Carr defending him. He should be able to take advantage of him.
Played this game?
Hey, I mean, that's the best MVP of the league last year. Probably the runner-up of MVP this year.
Lead is 6, 4:42 to go. Pick and roll, Malone. Rattles it home.
And there at the other end, Stockton and Malone taking the game over for the Jazz. This is their time.
Stockton with 13 assists now. Only 2 points. They go back to the same set. There's the alley-oop. Oh, wow.
We saw that play a lot in game 1. That's the first time in game 2 they push that pick and roll baseline. David just slips behind. Antoine rolls right to the rim.
Antoine Carr left alone. Malone with the jumper again.
I think San Antonio's still got to be happy. Keep him shooting jumpers all night long.
Malone with 22. The lead is 4, 3:50 to go.
San Antonio going to milk the David Robinson post up.
Comes Stockton down. Malone on Robinson. Avery Johnson kicks it back. Person. In and out. Stockton for Utah with 3:29 to go.
David Robinson had a pretty open jump shot from 15 feet, but he struggled all night. Needed a teammate to bail him out. Person had to shoot the tough shot with the shot clock winding down.
There's the switch. Loose ball underneath. Malone picks it up, hits another one.
I guess if you could shoot that well from the field, you might as well shoot it and get 2. They walk to the free throw line and have to make 2 to get 2.
Malone with the last 6 Jazz points. We've reached the 3-minute mark. And a 2-point lead for San Antonio. They trail in the series by a game. Robinson with a basket. It counts. He shoots.
They don't have the answer for David. They took their 2 centers out, put the rookie on the bench, put Spencer on the bench. Right here, they moved David into the post rather than having him just go settle down. They run the Karl Malone, John Stockton play, catches the ball inside the college lane and cannot convert that. But right here, Karl Malone's supposed to help. He's there. Karl just can't jump like David Robinson. Jumps right over him and dunks it on top of Karl's head.
That completes the 3-point play and increases the lead to 5. 2:53 left in regulation.
Jack. Hey. Get your own beer.
Since 1873, original Coors in the yellow can.
So here Ray got a new pickup.
What?
I'm not hiding from my fans. I'm protecting my eyes from these shiny tires. This is new Flash Black Tire Shine from Armor All. Just spray it on for the hottest high-gloss tires on the road. New Flash Black from Armor All. Now that's shine.
We're hot and wild. Call Domino's now.
There is only one pizza that makes my picky taste buds go ooh, ooh, ooh. It's Domino's Pizza, just the way Domino's does it. That crust with that pepperoni, those zesty herbs. I like the deep dish crust, the hand-tossed crust, any Domino's crust. Just crust, crust, crust. You've got to try your favorite toppings and tons of cheese on that Domino's crust. It's your turn. For hot and wild, call Domino's now. And in a few minutes, you'll know what I mean.
Still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going.
Karl Malone has scored the last 6 Utah points. David Robinson, 7 straight points since he returned to the lineup.
Well, Vern, this is the time for the Stars to take over the game right now. And Malone is taking it over for the Jazz, staying on the perimeter, shooting the shots. David taking it aggressively to the low post over the smaller Karl Malone down in the low post.
In this quarter, Malone with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Robinson, nothing on the boards, but 7 straight San Antonio points. 2:53 remaining. The lead is 5. Let's set the lineups for you now. Brian Russell, who's had a big second half. John Stockton, Hornacek, Antoine Carr, and Karl Malone. Avery Johnson picks up Stockton. Stockton with 13 assists tonight. Malone and Will Purdue. There's the pick. There's the... Oh. Here's Carr. Illegal defense.
Ooh. Big play right there. David Robinson cheating down below the free throw line. Good defense on the pick and roll by Will Purdue and Avery Johnson. Will gave a strong trap to Stockton. Enabled Avery to get back. Utah got bailed out by an illegal defense.
Hornacek becomes only the 2nd Utah player tonight to shoot a free throw.
And we see David Robinson right here just standing down there all by himself under the basket inside the college lane as John Stockton dribbles in.
Stockton guarded by Johnson. 2:25 Malone. He's hit that jumper several times tonight. This one is not there. Off the edge of the backboard. San Antonio ball. 2:15 remaining.
Well, Carl thought he got fouled. Faded away from the basket. He's one of the all-time actors, and the officials know it. They know not to read his body language.
Oh, Johnson!
That time, John Stockton pushing in baseline. Karl Malone left to go get David Robinson out at the free throw line. Left Stockton naked. Avery Johnson made him pay.
Stockton. Rebound, Purdue. Foul by Malone.
Well, Purdue's got to stay away. He got the call. Just stay away. He's going to get a technical. There's no reason to do that.
Malone just got a tee.
Well, I'm not sure if it was Malone or Purdue. I guess someone just got thrown out of the game.
I think it's Malone.
It might be Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan ran out onto the court.
Personal foul Malone, technical foul Malone. Still not certain who got heaved. It is Sloan. Jerry Sloan leaves the court.
Well, right here, Will Purdue. Karl Malone tries to strip the ball. Just a good, clean play. Will Purdue gets a little bit too excited. That's good basketball Karl Malone's playing. Will needs to relax, not get any technicals. Just play basketball.
Phil Johnson will take over as Jerry Sloan was the one tossed. It was not Malone. There's Phil Johnson. Personal foul and technical foul. And Robinson shoots the technical.
And David's shooting the technicals. He's been struggling from the free throw line in game 1 and game 2. You can't tell me there's not a better free throw shooter on the team.
Six of 10 from the line tonight. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
I just walked in the locker room as Jerry Sloan was headed there. He was very upset because after the whistle had blown that Will Purdue kept tangling with Karl Malone. He didn't mind the call being made on Karl Malone, but he thought after the whistle, Will Purdue kept going at Malone. And so that was why he was upset and objecting. He was also sticking up for, of course, Malone. So he's in the locker room, going there early, double technical.
And I totally concur, Vern, because Will Purdue started all the extracurricular activity after the call, the talking and the elbowing. We see him battling right here. Will Purdue does a great job, very aggressive basketball, going after the rebound. Karl grabs him, knows he fouled him. Karl's backing away, where Will Purdue goes in, initiates the contact, and all the trash talking from that point on.
That noise you hear in the background because Will Purdue just sank the free throw. 81-72, a 9-point lead, 1:40 to go. Malone jumper, no. Carr fouls Elliott.
And the Jazz are very frustrated. John Stockton frustrated. Antoine Carr frustrated. They played hard. The game's not over yet. If he makes these 2 free throws, he could ice it for San Antonio.
Sean Elliott shoots 77% for the season.
John Stockton got tackled on the other end of the court by Avery Johnson as he came off the pick. Looked at the official, Mike Mathis, saying, come on.
This will be the 26th free throw. That's 26 now attempts tonight for San Antonio. Utah, 2 of 3.
I don't remember ever seeing a Utah game where Karl Malone didn't get at least 6 free throws in a game, let alone 0. And John Stockton's good himself at getting to the free throw line.
Stockton and John Stockton at last is going to go to the free throw line. The fewest free throws in a game, New Jersey against Cleveland 3 years ago. Well, they're going to hold on to that ignominious distinction because this will be Utah's 4th and 5th free throw attempts tonight.
Smart play by John Stockton, taking the ball to the basket, no time running off the clock, being aggressive, trying to get to the free throw line. That's the only way to get back in this game.
That cuts the lead to 9 with 98 seconds to go.
San Antonio, all they have to do is take care of the ball and make their free throws, and they got this win. Surprised Utah's not fouling right now. Down by 9.
Illegal defense.
Well, the worst part of the illegal defense, Vern, is not only do they get the technical, but they get the ball out with a full 24. I'm surprised Vinny Del Negro's not in the game right now, the best free throw shooter on the Spurs basketball team.
Elliott will shoot this technical. David Robinson gives way. There's Del Negro.
Well, they've had 3 technical foul free throws shot in this 4th quarter. Only made 1 of them. You need a good free throw shooter on these down-the-stretch situations to make those free throws.
San Antonio trying to even this up at a game apiece. Best of 7 series continues Saturday and Sunday in Salt Lake City. Back to Person. Robinson. Sean Elliott. Air ball.
Good defense by Brian Russell contesting that shot.
Here's Russell. Robinson quickly out to Elliott. Stockton is back.
Well, if it wasn't over before that, it certainly is now. This crowd knows that they're all on their feet.
But it was a struggle for San Antonio. They scored the first 11 of the ball game. We're up 25-9 at the end of 1 and trailed at the half as Utah outscored the Spurs 19-2 to end the first half of play. Still close at the end of 3, and then San Antonio went on top to stay here in the 4th quarter.
Well, Vern, it's been a roller coaster game, a game of streaks. San Antonio just got the latest and last streak on the play of David Robinson down low to win this game.
Person. Basket counts. He'll shoot a free throw.
Well, a terrible first game, a terrible second quarter. We could see them struggling with their confidence throughout the game. But, Vern, I think this series is a battle, one of the best we've seen in a while. I still think this is going to go 7. We're going to be back here Game 7 in San Antonio.
That puts the margin right now at 14 in the final 10 seconds. A 15-3 run makes the score, the final score, not a true indication of how closely contested this game was down the stretch. Ball is inbounded, and it's over. In the final, the San Antonio Spurs 88, And the Utah Jazz 77. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
We tried to talk to Avery Johnson about Tuesday's game, and you said, don't talk to me about Tuesday. That's over. I'll be a different man. Why?
Well, we had more offensive pressure on them tonight. You know, playing against this team, they're a good defensive team, and we just try to keep Stockton legal and get some space for our guys to work, and it worked out for us tonight.
After having the big lead, it fell apart in the second quarter. How did you guys regroup? What went through your mind?
See, really, in this league, it doesn't matter how you handle success, but it's how you handle failure. We didn't have a good first half, but we put together a better second half.
You mentioned your offense, but this is the fewest points Utah has ever scored in the history of the franchise in the playoffs. A great job defensively.
I just think we're taking them serious now. When we went in the Phoenix series, nobody really picked us to win, so everybody was picking us to win this one, and I think we kind of settled into that mentality, but we'll be back on Saturday.
Well, John Stockton may have won round one, but Avery Johnson comes up big in round two. The Spurs have even the series, a big win right here, 88-77. Vern and Danny will be right back from the Alamo Dome.
The NBA playoffs, Hawks, Magic, tomorrow at 7 on TNT.